This morning for you on Daybreak, a vacant house where a man was found dead 2 weeks ago now catches fire.
And Cox Health has partnered with a local organization to provide life-saving mammograms to women in the area for free.
Plus, on the heels of declaring a national emergency, President Trump is facing lawsuits from 16 different states. We'll have the details on that and more coming up for you this morning on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. It's Tuesday, February 19th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. Time to get after it on just another frigid February day. Right?
Yeah, hopefully you had a 3 or 4 day weekend, but today we're back at it and a lot to get to.
Yeah, a lot to get to, of course, by starting off with meteorologist Elisa Rappa right here, who's been tracking all the action that's going to happen later on today, right? Pretty clear so far.
Yeah, we have another winter weather advisory that goes into effect. It doesn't take effect until noon, but we're looking at that snow-wintry mix onset time, not really until after 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine for most of the day. You get to school fine, you get to lunch fine, and then the evening commute is where things get a little icy and dicey.
All right.
What you got? So winter weather advisories in effect for all of our Missouri counties and in northwest Arkansas. It goes through 6 a.m. tomorrow, right? So it takes effect at noon, lasts through the day, through the overnight, ends tomorrow morning at 6. Again, right now, things are smooth sailing, dry roads, just cold. In Branson, it is 27 degrees right now. A couple of clouds out there this morning, things mostly cloudy to overcast, but quiet. Temperatures are cold. It's 26 in Springfield, 22 in Rolla, and 21 at Lake of the Ozarks. Steady easterly winds today. They could gust 25 to 30 miles per hour through the day today. Wind chills to start are in the teens. It feels like 16 in Springfield and 13 in Rolla. So first and foremost, you want to bundle up at the bus stop. You need warm hats, gloves, and scarves for those wind chills in the teens. Again, we start out fine. Even lunchtime, I think, is fine. By dismissal in the evening commute, we'll start to see things get increasingly slick as snow and then an icy mix arrives into the Ozarks. We're looking at a couple of snow showers by dismissal just starting up, and then we've got to take you through the evening and overnight hours with a transition to an icy mix. Details on timing and totals in 10.
We begin with a developing story. We now know the name of a man accused of a stabbing in Richland, Missouri late Sunday night. The victim told law enforcement that James Acklin stabbed them 5 or 6 times, resulting in life-threatening injuries. It happened on Swindell Road just before midnight. Acklin was charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action. The name of the victim has not yet been released.
And you're right to know this morning, a vacant home on West Division Street caught fire last night. People saw these flames here coming from the house after 5 p.m. The news leader says there is no info on any injuries associated with the fire or how it began. But this home is also from a previous report when a man was found dead there 2 weeks ago. He was 45-year-old David Edwards, found stabbed to death. No arrests have been announced in connection to that murder, though.
Happening now, beginning today, eligible voters who are registered in Greene County may begin voting by absentee ballot if they're unable to go to their regular polling place on the day of the upcoming general election on Tuesday, April 2nd. Mailed-out absentee ballots must now be signed and received by the clerk's office no later than 5 o'clock on March 20th. That's the second Wednesday prior to the election due to a change in state statutes. And also happening tomorrow, the Cox Health team is hoping to combat cancer in any way they can.
One of the best ways, of course, to fight that, catch it early. Hannah Zettel explains how you may be able to do that.
Well, Cox Health of Springfield is offering free mammograms this week for those with partial insurance or no health insurance at all.
Nationwide, 1 in 8 women will have breast cancer.
When I began doing mammography, it was a death sentence.
However, medical advances and yearly mammograms are tracking to reduce that number.
If you can detect a breast cancer under 2 centimeters, you've got a 95% cure rate.
Cox Health and the Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks have partnered to bring free 3D mammograms to a group of women who need it the most, according to the breast cancer clinic's Susan Smith.
But the problem is there's so many women out there that are uninsured or underinsured, and they can't afford to take the time out of their busy schedule to come and have that mammogram. So we thought maybe this would help them to come.
While all insurance programs cover 2D mammograms, the latest mode of detection is not fully covered by all plans. 3D mammograms are the best way to detect breast cancer.
I describe it as a normal mammogram is like taking an image of a book, okay? You get to see the front and the back. The 3D allows us to see the pages in the book. So therefore we can see any lesions, especially in dense breast tissue. That's what it's highly recommended for. And that's about 50 to 60% of all women have dense breast tissue.
Mammogram service will be available on the third Wednesday of every month. Women can come to the Holton Cancer Center and get their place in line. If they don't have time to wait, a future appointment can be scheduled.
Mammograms save lives. That's the most important thing that you've got to remember in screening beginning at age 40.
Now, Cox Health offers free mammograms on the third Wednesday of every month from 4 to 5:30 at the Holton Cancer Center. And if you live in Branson or Monette areas, don't worry, you can mark your calendars. You'll have the same opportunity on March 19th and 21st.
All right, Hannah, thank you. Let's put crime into focus now. A Gainesville man who's charged with a long list of felony sex crimes is expected to appear in court today for a case review. Tracy Presson is charged with several different second-degree felonies that include statutory rape as well as statutory sodomy. According to the Ozark County Sheriff, there are thousands of images and video to be examined, with more than 8,000 already tagged in order to identify more victims. The Sheriff's Department says they've been in contact with the FBI and other states involved with the possibility of human trafficking. His bond is set at $500,000.
A teen charged in connection to a convenience store robbery last July is due in court this morning. Michael Register is charged with stealing hundreds of dollars from a robbery that involved 3 other individuals. His brother Robert pleaded guilty to robbery and armed criminal action charges and was sentenced to 10 years in prison earlier this month. The other 2 accused are from Colorado, and court documents indicate one man involved is affiliated with the international gang MS-13.
And a man charged with murder in the first degree, armed criminal action, kidnapping, and several other charges is expected in a Texas County courtroom today for a case review. Kenneth Clark faces charges in relation to a murder, attempted suicide at a convenience store in Roby, Missouri back in 2018. Police say Clark forced a woman, Susan Campbell, into a car against her will in a Walmart parking lot. Police were called to Walt's convenience store, where they found Campbell dead of a gunshot wound and Clark alive but injured from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The officer involved in the case believes Clark planned this event and rented a car to actively stalk Campbell and take her out of the city to kill her.
Plenty more to get to this morning on Daybreak. Need to let you know about a major recall of a gluten-free cereal.
Plus, Wall Street back open after President's Day. That's all in your Money Watch up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.